Hi everybody, this is Koki from creativekoki.com and welcome to week 2 of the Impi Aneesa Mandala Cal. This week we're going to be working rounds 21 to 35. But before we get started, I just want to say welcome to all the new members, and to those of you who worked through week 1, I hope you enjoyed it. There are some amazing photographs on Facebook. I love the color combinations. And I hope you're going to enjoy week 2. And if you haven't yet joined the call, well, what are you waiting for? Come and join us in the Facebook group. You can see the address on the screen, and it is a paid CALs, and you can buy the pattern online from creativekoki.com, and all the proceeds during the CAL will be donated to the Smile Foundation. So before we jump into it, I just want to quickly show you this photo that was posted by Chris Jones Boyd. Chris asked if we had noticed the A in the design, and the A is formed by what I call the front post spokes, which most of you have not enjoyed. Um, but I actually did not design it to be like that. And in fact, I only really noticed it until Chris pointed it out. And Chris is an amazing artist with an eye for this kind of detail. And just seeing the A has made this so much more special. Okay, so here we are on round 21, and your starting point on round 21 is the stitch that is after the 9DC cluster that you worked on the previous round. So in that first single crochet after the 9DC cluster, which is right there, you will work a standing half double crochet. So there you go, standing half double crochet, or you could chain 2, whatever's easiest for you. You will now work 1 half double crochet into each of the next 8 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that brings you to the base of that 9DC group of stitches. Okay, now you will work a single crochet into each of those DCs. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now you will follow the pattern repeats. Okay, placing your work in front of you, find the first stitch after the 9DC cluster. So that's your first half double crochet, and that is your starting point for round 22, and you will work a standing single crochet in this stitch. You will now skip a stitch, so skip that stitch, and you will work a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch. Skip a stitch and work your second V-stitch. There you go. And skip a stitch and work your third V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now skip a stitch and work a single crochet in that last half double crochet. And you will notice that these single crochets are shorter and the center is much higher. It's because we've created a curve in the previous round, and now we're trying to bring it back into a circle. What you are going to do now is work around the post of the double crochet. So not the stitch from the previous round, but from round 20. So the actual double crochet post. And you will work a back post single crochet in this. And it is deliberately worked in this manner so that the stitch is shorter and is hidden behind. Okay, let's find our starting point for round 23, and it is after this group of 9 DC cluster, and you will work a standing half double crochet into that first single crochet after the cluster. So there you go, a standing half double crochet. You will now chain 3, so let's chain 1, 2, 3. We are now working a half double crochet popcorn stitch. Okay, so please be wary of that, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half double crochets. Remove the hook, insert the hook into the first stitch, and now into that loop and pull through and chain 1 to close. Chain 1, 2 to continue another popcorn into the next V stitch. 4, 5, pull through, chain 1, and now your chain 2 and your third popcorn into that V stitch, the last V stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remove the hook, insert through the first, pull through that last loop, chain 1, now chain 1, 2, and a half double crochet into that single crochet from the previous round. There you go. You're now going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you are going to skip 4 stitches from round 21. Okay, remember your previous round was your back post single crochet, so it's 4 stitches from round 21, and in that 5th stitch you will work a single crochet. There you go, and you'll follow the pattern repeats and see you on the next round. Okay, so we have finished our popcorns and we are now on round 24, and to find your starting point, it's that first half double crochet that is just immediately to the right of those popcorn stitches. And you will start with a standing half double crochet in the stitch. It is a bit difficult to get your hook into it, but there we go. You can do it. You will now work 2 half double crochets in that first chain 3 space and a front post double crochet around the popcorn. Okay, so in this round, your starting point is the first half double crochet after the second chain 3 space, or just the first half double crochet that is closest to your popcorn stitches. So it's that stitch there, and you will work a standing half double crochet in this stitch. There we go, standing half double crochet, and you will now work a half double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. There you go, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which brings you to the end of those stitches and just to the beginning of that chain 3 space. You're now going to work 3 half double crochets in that chain 3 space, a single half double crochet in that next stitch, and 3 half double crochets in the chain space. And there we go. That's our first repeat. Okay, so we are now on round 26, and you don't even need instructions for this round. It is that simple. I'm going to start with a standing back post half double crochet in any stitch, and I'm going to work back post half double crochet in every stitch around. There we go. Super simple. So there we go. We are now on round 27. And again, another very simple round. You are going to join in any stitch with a standing half double crochet. There we go. And you will work 2 half double crochets in this same stitch. So let's work that 1 and 2. You will now skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and work 3 half double crochets in the next stitch. So let's do that again. Skip 2, 1, 2, 3 half double crochets in the next stitch. And there you go. I'll see you on the next round. Okay, so for round 28, we are going to start in the skipped stitches from the previous round. So remember, we skipped those 2 stitches, and your starting point is actually the second skip stitch. So skip the first skip stitch and work a standing half double crochet in the second skip stitch, and now come back and work a half double crochet in the first skip stitch. There you go. And you've created a half double crochet cross. You are now going to work a back post single crochet around the post of the center of the 3 half double crochets. So another cross stitch. So in the second and then in the first to create that cross. And you will see that if it's starting to wave a bit, this round's going to pull that tightly together, because it is really bringing it closer and it's reducing the number of stitches. You now work a back post single crochet around the post of that center half double crochet and another cross half double crochet. So there you go. So it's another super simple round that does not require a video, and it's really such a series of easy rounds this week. So a standing half double crochet in any stitch, and that's your first stitch, and now a half double crochet in each stitch around. That's simple. I think this is really me trying to make up for the front post spokes that I got you to do last week. Okay, so round 30 is a fairly simple round. Again, most of these rounds have been very easy. You would have flown through them this week. Start in any stitch with a standing half double crochet to count as your first stitch. So there we go. You'll now chain 1, skip a stitch, and work a half double crochet in the next stitch. I would really recommend going up a hook size for this particular round. You really don't want it to bubble in the center, so you want to keep it fairly loose. Okay, so we're now on round 31, and probably a little bit of a challenging round compared to the previous very simple rounds. You will start in the skip stitch from the previous round. So look, if you look, it's that stitch that is just under that chain 1 space. So I'm going to start with a beginning DC2 together cluster. So it's literally a standing double crochet, but you only work half the stitch. and you work a second double crochet, yarn through 2, and then yarn through 3. I'm now going to work a back post half double crochet around that half double crochet from the previous round, and it is a bit difficult to get your hook into that stitch. And now if you fold your work to the back, you can access that skip stitch to work your double crochet 2 together cluster. So there we go. I'm just going to show that to you again. A back post half double crochet and fold your work to the back and work your double crochet 2 together cluster. And you'll see that these double crochet 2 together clusters are, and the reason why we work them in the front is because they really pop, and you can see that they have that raised effect, which really looks so awesome. Okay, so round 32, where's your starting point? We are now going to work into that back post half double crochet from the previous round. So that's the stitch between the two clusters. And you will start with a standing half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet into the same stitch. So you've created your first half double crochet V stitch. Your next stitch is the chain 1 space from round 30. So if you turn your work to the back, you will see the chain 1 space that is behind your cluster. So there we go. And we are now going to work a double crochet into that chain 1 space from round 30, and it's behind your cluster. So let's do this again. 1 HDC, chain 1, 1 HDC in the same stitch, creating your V stitch, and now behind the cluster, a double crochet into that chain 1 space. Just one more time, a V stitch and double crochet into that chain 1 space. There we go. And that's it. And you continue all the way around, and I'll see you on the next round. Okay, so we're now on round 33, and we are going to ignore that double crochet and work only in the V stitches. So start with a standing half double crochet into any V stitch and work another 2 half double crochets in the same V stitch. You go 1 and 2, and now work 3 half double crochets in the next V stitch. Okay, so you are not working into that double crochet from the previous round, but not to worry, we will come back to that stitch, as I often like to work across rounds. But there we go, that's all there is to this round. If your mandala is starting to curl a bit on this round, don't stress. This round is actually going to bring the stitches together. We're going to have a bit of a decrease round, and that curl or that wave should sort itself out. So your starting point is actually the double crochet that we didn't work into in the previous round. So remember I said we would come back to it. We are now going to work in that double crochet, and we are not working in front or in back, but over the stitches. So it's a standing half double crochet into that double crochet, and now a back post single crochet around the center post of that group of 3 half double crochets, and a half double crochet in that DC that we missed, and a back post single crochet in the center of that 3 half double crochets. So this is a stitch we've done before. So again, half double crochet, back post single crochet, and you'll see that it is bringing that stitches together and making it a lot tighter. Okay, so this is the last round for this week. It's round 35, and your starting point is in that back post single crochet from the previous round. And you're going to start with a standing double crochet. You are now going to work 8 double crochets into that same stitch. So there we go. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. You're now going to skip the next stitch and work a single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. That's 3, 4, and 5. And now skip the next stitch and you will work 9 double crochets in the next stitch. The 9 double crochets are always worked into the back post single crochet. So that's just a hint on that. So if you're not working that group of 9 double crochets in that back post single crochet, then you know your stitch count is not correct. But there we go. So let's just finish this 9 and skip a stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 5, and that brings us to the end. So I thought this would be a little something for you to enjoy, having now completed a fairly easy week, I would think. You had only 15 rounds, but the mandala is getting bigger, so it is getting or taking much longer to complete those rounds. But these are some of the beautiful photos that you shared on the Facebook group. Everyone so uniquely different yet similar. Your color choices, I'm just astounded. I would never think to put these colors together, and then the single colors are just so elegant. I really hope that you are enjoying the journey thus far and that you will see the cowl through all 8 weeks and not be like me. I often start these projects and get quite bored halfway through. Just remember that this is all for the Smile Foundation, and we are raising funds as we speak. Thank you so much for purchasing the pattern, and thank you for purchasing the yarn packs. Um, and yeah, I just can't wait to see what you post in week 2. And just finally, Aneesa, we are remembering you with every round that we work through on this mandala. And I really do hope that wherever you are smiling down on us and knowing that this is all going to a cause that was so, so special to your heart. And the funds that we raise are going to help um, probably more than one, maybe even 2 or 3 children with facial deformities, severe burns, or cleft palate. Um, and yeah, it's just done in your memory, and we miss you terribly. And every time I work around, I think, oh, I wish you were working this mandala with me. Well, that now brings us to the end of week 2. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next week, goodbye.